I'm here with the leader of Alberta's NDP, Rachel Notley. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. It's been quite a year in politics. How do you look back on 2022?
Notwithstanding a lot of the drama that we saw in the UCP and the governing caucus, really the more important issues that I think Albertans have been confronted with are the the spiraling cost of living and what that means to them and their ability to keep a roof over their head and put food on the table and plan for their future. And then also, of course, the growing concern we have over our healthcare and people's ability to access healthcare when they need it, whether it's finding a family doctor or having an ambulance come when there's an emergency, or getting the surgery you need in a reasonable amount of time.
What has it been like for you and your party to work with the UCP this past year, who has undergone so many changes?
In some ways, we think of ourselves as being a little bit of a stand-in for Albertans, and what, in terms of the work that we do with the UCP and the legislature, and what we've seen is that they have been incredibly distracted by their own internal drama. And we saw the schedule of the legislature sort of changing, and we basically didn't see them focusing on the priorities of Albertans. We saw them very much wrapped up in their own the drama around whether the premier would stay the premier, and then the fight to replace the premier, and then now the day-to-day drama around the new premier.
As the opposition, what do you think, looking back on this year, has been your biggest wins or biggest accomplishments?
Being very focused on trying to improve our healthcare system. I was pleased to be able to introduce our Bill 201 even just last week, and that bill, had the UCP been willing to vote in favor of it, was well reviewed by a lot of healthcare experts as being a very good first step to getting everybody focused on the hard work that needs to be done to restore our public healthcare system to the level that Albertans need to be able to count on. And even though the UCP voted quite adamantly against it, we're proud that we've got a frame there in place should we ever get the privilege of being able to take action as in a government role to improve our healthcare.
How do you think that the UCP has handled the affordability crisis that we're seeing?
Well, I think that for 11 of the 12 months this year, they completely ignored it. And we were very concerned about it because we all understood that with COVID, combined with the drop in the price of oil again, there was going to be a recovery as we came out of it. But the question becomes, how do we recover? And does everybody recover the same way? And of course, when the recovery is paired with this, runaway inflation, what we know is that it hurts the lowest income and middle income folks the most. So we were always concerned from the very beginning that we needed to have an equitable recovery from COVID, an equitable economic recovery. And so as we come out of it, what we're seeing is the failure of this UCP government to focus on ensuring that everybody comes out of this the same or with similar success.
What do you think were some of the challenges for the NDP?
I think in large part it was being able to some degree to successfully advocate for the government to focus appropriately on healthcare, affordability, job creation and diversified economic growth in the face of all the drama. So for us as an opposition party, we were trying really hard to get them to refocus and to make sure that Albertans understood. We were trying really hard to get them to refocus, and so that took a bit of work sometimes. Sometimes it did feel like sometimes folks were being distracted by the drama.
It's really hard to talk to you and not talk about the future. So what do you see for the NDP as we head into a major election period? in the new year?
As people become more and more focused on what their choice is coming up in May, we're going to continue to do everything we can to provide a clear picture and a clear vision for where we would like to be able to lead the province if we get that opportunity. And and it's pretty basic stuff. I mean, in terms of the issues that we'll be talking about, I've already touched on them. Healthcare, job creation, and the diversification within our economy, making sure we've got a resilient economy, and then confronting the affordability issue. So those are the sort of the key issues. What those of us in like bread and butter things, that's what folks can expect to see from us.
Thank you so much, Rachel Notley, for sitting down with us. City News reached out to Alberta Premier Danielle Smith's office multiple times requesting a one-on-one year-end interview, but we did not hear back.